In today's session, we will understand a very important concept in order to work with motion blocks effectively. You will use motion blocks to enable your sprites to move on the stage. For example, if you're working on a story where your character moves from one place to another, or say you're creating a game where the game characters make different moves, such as they walk, turn, glide, and jump. All such movements are made possible by the blocks in the motion blocks. Take an example of an empty room floor. Say this rectangle represents the floor of the room. Now, if we identify the center of the floor, this dot represents the center of the floor. Say we paint some grid lines on the floor. So there's one line crossing horizontally from the center and other line vertically from the center, and then multiple lines from equal distances from those lines. So that's the final shape that you're seeing on your screen. Right, so let's put line numbers to the right side and upwards from the center. Let's call this horizontal line as x-axis and vertical line as y-axis. So the floor is now divided into 4 equal parts. Let's call each section as quadrant and call them as quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's play a game. Suppose you have a robot that you have put in the center of the floor, facing towards y-axis. You put a gift box at any point in the quadrant 1. You give the following instructions to your robot to reach the gift box. So you tell the robot that it has to move some number of steps towards right, that is in the direction of x-axis. And the second thing that you tell the robot is to move certain number of steps towards y-axis. So let's see this in working. Say the gift box is at this point. In order for the robot to go to the correct location and pick this one up, you will tell the robot to go 4 steps to the right and then 3 steps towards y-axis, and robot reaches the gift box successfully. This particular point is represented as 4, 3. So the first part of the point represents the number of steps taken towards x-axis, and the second part shows the number of steps taken towards y-axis. Similarly, if we take another example, let's say this point that you are seeing on your screen. So in order to reach to this point, we have to take 8 steps towards x-axis and then 2 steps towards y-axis. So this point will be 8, 2. So let's do some other examples. Take this point, for example. In order to reach at this point, we have to take 6 steps towards x-axis, and we don't need to take any steps in the direction of y-axis. So this point is 6, 0. Now let's take this point, which is in quadrant 1. So in order to reach at this point, we need to take 3 steps towards x-axis and 5 steps towards y-axis. So this point is 3, 5. Let's take this point. In order to reach at this point, we need to take 5 steps towards x-axis, towards left from the center, and we don't need to take any steps in y-axis direction. So this point is -5, 0. Let's take this point. So in order to reach at this point, we need to go 6 points towards left on the x-axis. That is -6. And then 5 steps upwards towards y-axis. So this point is -6, 5. Now let's take this point. So in order to reach at this point, we need to go towards left 5 points. So x is -5, and we have to go downwards towards y-axis and take 3 steps. So this point becomes -5, -3. Let's take another example. Okay, so this is the point. So if we have to reach this point, we will be taking 4 steps towards right towards x-axis and then 4 steps downward. So another way of looking at this is, if you see the lines which are crossing the x-axis or y-axis, so they meet x-axis at 4 and y-axis at -4. So this point becomes 4, -4. I hope this concept is now clear to you. This is a very important concept, and in the next lecture, when we look at the stage, we will make use of this concept. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you.